Ooh, we are live. Hi guys, and how are you doing today? Hope you are well, and happy New Year. This is gonna be the first show, during the year. All right, it's been a lot of back and forths, and during the last year, and last year was quite awesome. We had a lot of shows, a lot, and we brought an amazing, um, professionals on today's show. And I believe this show has been very professional, has been very impactful to you all. So please, as usual, let me know where you're joining us from, just your name and where you are joining us from. All right. So today, uh, on this show, which is I'll call it a New Year show. I'm having a very good friend of mine on the show today, which is Ben, and we're going to be looking at a very critical topic, which is personalization in marketing. How you could actually, tailor a personalized experience, for your customers. Personalization is actually very profound in marketing, very, very profound in marketing, right? Using a word like you, a word like, having a using such a word, have some psychological impact on customers, right? And as you also like, life is political as well as business, right? People need that personal attention. They don't want you to address them as a crowd, right? So, and that's why we are looking at this. And 2024 is a personalized, I mean, the marketing that we're going to be looking, that's going to be happening, because if you could see now, we are living in a very complex world where the attention of people travel at the speed of light, right? And there are a lot of things going on all over internet. There are a lot of things going on in companies, and most of the companies are losing guard in paying attention to the need of each of their clients, right? And that's the reason why we're actually looking at this very very particular topic, right? As the world moving on, there will be a less of generalization and more of personalization in terms of customer need. All right, customer want them because they give you their money, they want them to treat them personally. So I mean, you cannot afford to be very personalized in your marketing going forward. So, and that's why I'm bringing in the best in the business for you, which is my friend Ben. So he's going to be he's going to be dissecting these topics for us tonight, right? And I'll start with, as we usually do it. So, Ben, could you introduce yourself to our audience and how do you come into marketing? What's your story like?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ben. I'm a digital marketer with a soft spot for social media marketing. I've been a digital marketer since 2018, and I have a quite peculiar story. I don't know if anyone wants to hear my story, but I
Sure,
studied
why not?
engineering. I studied engineering in school, and I kind of always had a flair for business. So when the strike came, when there was a competition by Unilever, and I kind of applied, and we were able to go for that competition, and we became runner up in that competition. But it was a 4 day boot camp, and in that boot camp, like my eyes were really open to like the creative side of marketing, the creative side of business, and the creative side of management. So yeah, that hence why you see why many people call themselves creatives and why some people call themselves creative marketers. So that's how I got into marketing essentially. And in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been able to work across different industries from tech to health to beauty to entertainment to hospitality and and music. Yeah. So it's been a roller coaster really, but I really enjoy it here. So
Hmm. Awesome story from engineering to marketing. Wow, wow, that's that is a shift. in a career entirely. That's thanks very much, John, for chipping in that. And so we're gonna be going directly into the topic of discussion, right? So could you please shed more light into what personalization actually means in marketing and why is it important in this day and age?
Okay, so personalization. If you listened well before I when I was introducing myself, I talked about how I've worked across various industries. So your personalization is important because whatever industry you find yourself, whatever niche you find yourself, you need to be able to tailor like consumer behavior to fit uh, this industry. You cannot just enter an industry and bring what was working here and think that it's going to be the same thing in another place as well. So you need to be able to streamline your efforts. You need to be able to streamline your strategies to make sure like you are talking to the right person. You know, a lot of people call it target audience, a lot of people call it audience persona and whatnot. Well, those are not really um, personalization in marketing. Those are you just mapping out the people you are talking to. Yeah. So I'll just dive right into the strategies for personalization. Let me just uh, define it per se. So this is used to personalization in marketing is used to how am I going to explain it? I'm trying to personalize the explanation for our
Right.
viewers
Good,
because
good, good.
I know there are Facebook viewers and there are LinkedIn viewers
Yeah.
as well. I can use that as an example. So the same way, if we were to host this directly on Facebook or host it directly on Instagram Live, it's going to like be a different tone. It's going to be a different, yeah. So that's basically how personalization works. People want to know that you are for them. And in a world where right now everything is generalized, even campaigns, people don't even want to personalize campaigns anymore. You see them just go to ChatGPT. I'm about to run a campaign for this clothing brand. I need this, I need that, and ChatGPT will just come up with something. Next thing you know, that thing is on a billboard, and the manager will come back to you 3 or 6 months down the line and be like, this thing did not our marketing efforts got wasted. We spend money on billboards, spend money on ads, it didn't convert. What's going on? That's because it wasn't personalized. That campaign or that marketing effort was not personalized, it was generalized. You're just like throwing a big net into the water and just hoping that whatever catches on. It doesn't work. Yeah,
All right.
it doesn't work that way. A recent trend is the one that just happened with the lady on Twitter, this Debbie lady, where she put out a tweet that she cooks for her husband. I don't know if you're familiar with the story, Habib. Are you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay. And you see a lot of brands jumping on it. Oh, we are offering you a course. Oh, we are offering you noodles. We are offering you. That's what personalization is. Before you make a tweet, trying to give the lady something, everyone would go to the drawing board. Oh, if we give her this, what's in it for us? If we make
Mm.
this out, a lot of brand messed up that bit, even with this Debbie something. They all they got was engagement. All they got was engagement. A lot of people inquiring about their brand, and they've spent millions in marketing. They spent millions to give her that stuff. For example, someone talked to the owner of Nord. Nord is a car manufacturer, and they were like, "Will Nord not do something for Debbie? Yada yada yada." And the CEO had to come out that it's not that easy to just gift someone a car, even just because of virality. Yeah, and people were the man got quite a bit of backlash. But from a marketing standpoint, I understand why will he give you
Mm.
that cost like 8 to 10 million naira for a few weeks of virality, and people might not actually buy your car. Because let's be honest, like
Mm-hmm.
that's not what it takes for people to get your own car. A very, very fantastic. Let me just move on from the Debbie story. But a brand it worked for very well was Indomie. So Indomie sent her lots of packs of Indomie. And the origin of the story was she loves cooking. She's waking up for her husband to cook and whatnot. So for a brand like Indomie, them entering that trend, it helps them because one, it's food. The whole thing came up from cooking. And the ad she did for them was like a 2 minute ad. It was concise. It showed she cooking and she giving more cartons of Indomie to our neighbors. So in personalized marketing, Indomie like hit the nail on the head. They got what they wanted, they got engagement, and they will definitely get more traction. So you can't just jump on anything just because it's trending. There are some trends that are generalized and you should not touch. We have we have over how many social media platforms. So you see you want to work for a company and they will tell you, oh, we need to be on threads, we need to be on TikTok, we need to be on Facebook, Instagram, yada yada yada, and all of that stuff. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of digital marketers fall into this trap. They allow the employer control the narrative. They don't want to fuck up, they don't want the employer to feel bad. But not all companies need to be on TikTok and not all companies need to be on trades. It's okay to have an account, but you can have an account and you would need consistent consistent activity. So where I'm going to is you need to know what works for you and your audience, and you need to be able to tailor your strategies to fit them. A very good example again is of Coke. In 2015, you would notice that Coke came up with a campaign where you would see your name on bottles. You can see Abib on a Coke bottle. You can see
Mm.
Sheyi on a Coke bottle. I don't know if you remember a time like that,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
maybe
sure.
you've traveled out by then. Yeah, yeah. So there was that is a very very good example of personalized marketing.
Yeah, okay.
They put a nationwide campaign where you're like, oh, I saw Sheyi in Shoprite. I saw some people went as far as going far and wide looking for their names, even when Coke didn't even print out those names. So a perfect example again is Spotify and Netflix. Spotify, once you listen to a few songs on Spotify, Spotify now tailor your experience and make sure that the next few songs you would listen to are songs you can actually resonate with. For example, if you are an Afrobeat person, you just get on Spotify, you listen to Ashake. The next thing might be Rema or Burna Boy or Tiwa Savage because you've shown that you like Afrobeats. So in that way, Spotify has tailored your experience to fit what you like. Another good example is Netflix. You watch a kids show or you watch an action movie and you're done with it. Netflix would say, because you enjoyed The Night Agent, here are some other movies for you. Again,
Exactly.
personalized marketing. They know this is what you want. But let's tone it down a bit. Coke, Netflix, Spotify, they're like the huge brands and they can experiment and whatnot. Let's talk about uh, marketing for your own audience. Now, what I've come to notice is uh, a lot of brands online tend to be rigid. They tend to be rigid in their marketing. They don't want to experiment with new stuff. They'll be like, oh, our tone is formal. Our tone is formal. We don't need to get on TikTok and be laughing and dancing and playing. But it's not so because trends from now on, moving forward, a very good example of personalization is getting on video marketing. So just like what you are doing for the DMI show, this is personalized marketing as well. Some will say, oh, we need to be formal. Let's just stay on LinkedIn alone. What are we doing with TikTok? What are we doing on Instagram? Dancing and pointing. But that's where the trend is. That's what people like to see. People are tired of the robotic campaigns and robotic marketing and one direction kind of thing. You need to experiment and trying to tailor personalized experiences is what can work for you. Now, I'll just break this down into three things. Uh, Everyone knows your cold audience, your warm audience, and your fans. Let me add an extra one, your fans.
Mm.
So your cold audience is they've never heard about you, no form of awareness, no form of, in fact, I just seen you for the first time. How would you tailor experiences to fit them? What strategies would you do for this cold audience? So for cold audience, you need to talk about benefits of what your business is about, how it can benefit them, how it can help them. You understand how it can help them. For your warm audience, they already know you. At least they know you to an extent. You would know that the Spotify Tailor shuffled your song according to your reading. Exactly, exactly. How can I see? How can I see more comments like this, or is this the first comment?
No, this is the I'll be popping them up on my own side. Yes, you just shoot.
All right. So I can't see how many people are on the stream, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
also
just
not.
shoot. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's only available to me.
okay. So, like I was saying, your warm audience, for example, these people already know you. They know you to an extent, and what you say to them is different from what you say to cold audience, the ones that don't know anything. Let you have comments. Okay. The ones that don't know you at all. Then your fans, they've been engaging with your page, they've been engaging with the materials you put out on social media, the materials you put out on Google and whatnot. They expect a kind of consistency from you. They expect a kind of personalization from you. They expect a type of engagement from you. All these expectations differ according to audience. So the warm audience, you can create different kind of content for them. Cold audience, another type of content, and the fans, another type of content. In your strategy, in your marketing and campaigns, you need to make sure that each experience is different. For someone that does not know your brand at all, what are they going to experience? For someone that has interacted with your brand at all points in time, what experience are they getting? And for your fans, what are you leaving them with? You would see a lot of brands come up with, you would see loyalty programs, gift cards. I know ShopRite, Spa, and a few, they have gift cards and all. And I think Just Right and Co. They have some loyalty programs. When you purchase up to an extent, they remove a percentage off of your purchase for you. MTN also has this prestige rewards up until the extent that if you go to some airports, there's a special lounge for you. All of this is personalization and things to get
Personalization.
you, yeah, things to get you hooked
Mm,
with them. You might think people are not
mm,
interested in that MTN prestige rewards. Well, it's because you've not gotten to that stage. People are accumulating points because they want to be in the best lounge at the airport. This is this is something they sat down. This is not a mistake. This is not vibes marketing. It's not vibes at all. They sat down and they thought about the outcome of all of this. So I'll just quickly like keep running through this so I don't like waste anyone's time and all of that. Again, it's a weekend. Might be happy for some. Mine is going calm. So yeah, enhanced engagement is another strategy you can use to personalize your marketing. What is the enhanced engagement, enhanced messaging? Some people would say, oh, just send out cold DMs, especially if you are running ads on social media. It's like you are running ads on Instagram, for instance, especially for small businesses. So you're a page with 1,500 followers, you're running ads, and you're telling people to come and buy from you. Now, nobody's just coming to your DM to come and buy something you're selling of maybe 100,000 naira, just like that. But when you run your ad, you're getting you disappeared. Or did this go off? Okay.
speak on, shoot, shoot, Ben,
We are together in this,
shoot,
and
shoot.
so that's why. So some people,
Okay, I'm here.
your ad is running, you're getting a few likes, you're getting a few comments, but you're mostly getting likes. Now, what most marketers do is called cold DMing. So they enter your DM because you liked or interacted with that post. They'll be like, "Oh, we noticed you engaged again. We noticed you engaged with our post. We would like to know if you're
Mm,
interested in this service." I once worked in an interior design firm where the employer was particular about this. I think she drilled that thing in me, and it's stuck with me because
mm,
it's like once you send out this personalized message to about 50 people, again, especially for small businesses, you need to take every lead as very important. That like is a lead. It's not until they enter your DM that it's a lead. That like is a lead. That comment is a lead. So you need to take every lead. You're not yet the global Louis Vuitton or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
and you be doing like, no, you have class, you can't talk to some people. Okay. So you need to be able to you send out 50 personalized messages to warm audience because the ad is they are warm this time. You would get at least 10 to 15 responses. I assure you, you will. Why most people don't do this is because they don't have a sustainable method. So you just be like, I can't just be messaging plenty of people like that. Oh, it's so stressful. You need to have a sustainable method. This is how I do mine, for example. I'll be like, per day, I make sure I send this. Again, you can have a template, you can have a pitch. I make sure I send this templated page to at least 5 people. That way, you're not overwhelmed. It's not too small and it's not too much. When you're sending personalized messages to like 5 people a day, in a week you have 35 already. Out of those 35, you get like 5 people. Now, closing that deal and making them to be customers and return customers is now up to you. Is now that is now up to you. Again, another way to personalize your marketing is with personalized offers. You would notice that some people will come up with an offer like if you spend up to 100,000 at our store, you would get like maybe 10,000 naira off or like 15% off. While they are trying to bring you to spend more, they are also trying to personalize an offer for you.
All right.
So you will notice some people will spend 70K, some will spend 60K, and it won't get to them. But some people will spend 100K. That campaign has gotten to the target because that's who they want it for. Personalized offer again. For example, you're an hospital, yeah, and in that hospital you give birth. There's pregnancy section, you give birth to people. Then there's you give vaccines as well, and all of those stuff. The messaging for pregnant women, the messaging for is going to be different from messaging for people that want vaccines. So, and each of these customer journey is unique and is different, and it all starts from somewhere. A very good place to start is with content. The best way to start is with content. So, the content you are putting out for a pregnant woman under the hospital, or pregnant women, or people that want antenatal, or people that want postpartum care, it's going to be different from the content you're putting out for people that they need they need malaria treatment or they want like a typhoid vaccine or HPV vaccine. Again, personalization. The messaging is different, the content is different, and your manner of approach is actually different as well. Another way to personalize your marketing is with language. If you notice, you will see some. Again, personal brand. Let's use personal brand for example. You see some creators on X, you see some creators on Instagram. They use their language. They use Nigerian pidgin. Some even use outright Igbo, outright Yoruba,
Mm,
for all of
all
their
right.
content. If you run into their page, you will see some comments like, "Why can't you speak English?" It doesn't get to them. You are not their target. They've personalized their page, they've personalized their brand to make sure the moment an Igbo person or Yoruba person just even hears something from you, they are hooked. They might not like you. The fact that you are speaking that their language, they will want to follow you. They'll be like, this thing is for me. This person is my brother online. So that and I like that a lot of countries in Europe do this. They don't fall into the stigma of Instagram needs to be English only and the other. No, they put out their Russian content, their Spanish content, and
Mm,
they
right.
get they know they'll get who who they need. Another one is based on demographic. So you will see the popular trend. Again, I don't like this trend, but we are Nigerians, and any small thing is no good for anybody. Entering going out from 2023, going going out from 2023, entering 2024, everyone is saying the motto is no good for anybody. Personally, I don't like that tagline. I don't like anything that has to do with it. It's Raz. I don't like it. But I've seen a lot. I've done like two campaigns on no good for anybody. Again, it's my job. I have to sometimes go with the trend. Now, that no good for anybody. If you're telling someone from Kenya, you're like, This is not, we don't get it. You do it, you
Mm.
do an ad no gree for anybody. You're targeting people in the UK, in Kenya, and Uganda, and you're wondering why it's not working. It can't work because even some of us in Nigeria don't even like it. So people like me, if I see anything that even says you on LinkedIn are even doing it, no good for anybody, I just swipe. Please stop. This is don't say this, please. So, but again,
Mm.
based on demographic, the Nigerian demographic, it's a trend that works. It's a personalized trend for us. By this time in February, nobody's saying this thing. I promise you. I promise you. Nobody's saying no grief for anybody. But that's how trends work. They come, they go. You would see the trend. This trend now, it's supposed to be a generalized trend, but a lot of people have been able to personalize it for themselves. You would see, oh, I'm a digital marketer. Of course, my screen time is this. Oh, I'm a digital marketer. Of course, I spend more time on my laptop than anywhere else. So it sounds like a generalized trend, but people have been able to personalize it to fit their brand, to fit their company, and to fit their business. So as a marketer, you need to be, or a business owner, you need to be able to look at what's working, what's trending, and find a way to personalize it to yourself immediately. TikTok trends, people that use TikTok a lot, they do this a lot. So once a trend is going, you see they already have their own caption, but it's the same sound. You need to be able, and that is why I like memes a lot. You know, some people even call it memes marketing. I don't know, it's not that deep. But some people really, really take memes serious. You talk to some employers and they'll be like, are you comfortable with memes? You see brands like Piggy Vest,
Mm.
See brands like Kuda, and a lot of other Nigerian brands. They don't joke with memes because Nigeria as a whole, I don't know if there are other countries on this call. Nigeria as a whole, we're a funny country. People want to laugh. There's like more problems. There's like a lot of
Ah,
problems already in the country. You don't come online and you're like depressed and you're giving me some rigid marketing. People want, once they come online, they want to forget that there's a problem somewhere.
exactly.
You just need to be able to personalize trends to fit yourself. Which other trend? Yeah, no good for anybody. And I'm a clinical, yeah. So
Ah, so Ben, yeah, thank you for that. If you won't answer all the question I have for you, but let's go a little bit down into the, into the nitty-gritty of this particular topic, right? So you've shared a lot of strategy how they can personalize actually, right? But let's look at the what happened before personalization, which is actually the data, right? I want you to share insights into what are the tools that the small business owner, we have a lot of small business owners on the show, right? What are the tools they can use to firstly understand their buyer personnels or customer personnels, right? So I believe that is what they need to get first before they could actually start personalizing. I mean, using messaging to each each of the category of their personnel, right? So I want you to share more insight into what data means to personalization and what are the tools could you recommend?
okay, the first data means you need is yourself. I always tell business owners, if you are a business owner on LinkedIn or you're a business owner on Instagram, if you come across your own page, will you be moved to buy from you? That's always the starting point. If you yourself randomly you don't see yourself chatting up this brand that you want to do business with them, something is wrong somewhere.
Hmm.
So that's where personalization starts from you. And don't sugarcoat it. Don't be like it's online, it will catch who it will catch. It won't catch who it will catch you. A lot of people winning online, it's not luck, it's all calculated strategies and brain. So it starts from, oh, I run a car brand, for example. I run into my car brand. What would move me? What would move me to do more? What would move me to message this car brand that I need to work with them or I need their services? So your first data point is yourself. The second one
Hmm.
is experiments. People familiar with advertising know there's what we call A/B testing. Aside from advertising, even in content, you need to do A/B testing. So if you put out a week or let's say pictures, carousels, and videos. Look at the one people like the most. You put out different topics. Look at the topic that are resonating the most with people. If you put out different content types, for example, me, I love memes. And I feel like no matter the brand, memes can always work. I don't want to know how rigid you are. You need to calm down. Duolingo, thousands of companies, they are very, very comfortable on TikTok and they do
Literally.
memes.
Yeah.
They do
Right.
memes. So
Right.
you need once you check once you check different content types, different art types. For example, now you promote a picture, you promote a carousel, and you promote a video. The data point you need is right there in your analytics. At the end of the day, you compare the results. How many impressions did the picture get? How many impressions did the video get? Which one do we need to focus on? We told two stories, a story of an husband that cannot, for example, in a hospital, a husband that cannot, he has erectile dysfunction or he has premature ejaculation, and a lady with some form of STI as well. Now, from my own standpoint, you would tend to get more you tend to get more traction from the female story because a lot of men are more dismissive than none. So that's how you can start with data points. You need to start from yourself. Would you buy from you? If push comes to shove, you're the only one left on the surface of the earth, would you patronize yourself? And if you would patronize yourself, what's that motivating factor? Is it the fact that when you land on their page, you like the aesthetics of the page? A lot of people focus on aesthetics a lot, and I can see why. So do you like the aesthetics of the page, or do you like the messaging, or do you like the tone, or do you like their consistency? Some brands now, for example, they post maybe 2, 3 times a week. There are some brands that post every day, and there are some brands like Instablog, Gossip Mill, and whatnot that post like 5 to 10 times a day. So depending on type of business you run and depending on type of experiments you've run over time, you'll be able to know which one works best. So to answer that question, those are the data points essentially.
Right. Right. So beside the two that are available on social media, right? Is there any other external tools that you could recommend for our audience to actually measure their customer behavioral data, right? In order to be able to um, personalize their messages.
I would just say just look at the first of all the native app. So if it's Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, for example, or even if it's Google, if your brand is all about websites, you write articles, we do e-commerce and all of that stuff. First, look at the native insights. Look at everything. Again, if you spend time on LinkedIn, if you spend time on LinkedIn a lot, you would know what works. You would notice that a lot of people went again. LinkedIn is a very, very personalized place. You would see someone to tell a story of how he fell down when he entered the bus. He's putting a picture of himself. You get why? So
Hmm.
LinkedIn is a very, very personalized place. You notice people put out posts showing their faces a lot. We tend to see less graphics because if you put graphics, they won't engage. People want to see a face, no matter. In fact, some people will use one picture. Some will use one picture like 100 times for 100 different posts because people want to actually read the caption, but they need something to make them scroll. And LinkedIn has a lot of beautiful men and beautiful women, and so they want to use that as a stop tactic. So let me not say too much. The first thing is the native app. The second one is if you are using an app that controls all, for example, Hootsuite. If you are using Hootsuite has
Hmm.
you can post your LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and all of that stuff there. At some point, Hootsuite will recommend the best time to post. Hootsuite will recommend when your audience are most active. There's another one called Metricool. I love Metricool a lot because Metricool can show you your insight on your adverts as well. So that's like third party apps. So third party apps would to an extent later, aside from the scheduling tool, later also has a bit of analytical side that can tell you information like contents your audience resonates with the most and best posting times. I like Metricool because it can host many social media platforms. I think about 8 or 10, and that is quite rare. And aside that, you can bring in your Google, your data from your website. You can bring in your data from your business suite manager, your Facebook ads, even your Twitter ads as well. So for those are the tools. I'm not really big on using so many tools because I know
Tools.
business owners don't have time. I'm someone that I don't like bullshitting, forgive pardon my French. I don't like bullshitting business owners because I know they have time. I like them to do something that can make them take action immediately, something that they can easily get to immediately. Not, oh, you need to read a 4-page ebook before you can do this. Nah, these people don't have time. A lot of people did not read anything. They were just consistent with their efforts. And again, the online marketing space worked out for them. So again, you just need to observe where you are. No matter, for example, TikTok, the algorithm, it works with consistency. And the kind of consistency is not even posting once a day. Consistency is like posting 3 times a day. Your best content will flop. Your your worst content can do millions of views. In fact, I made a video on TikTok that did when I posted the video, it did like 6,000 views on our account. Then a staff from the same company took that video and posted it on his personal page, and that same video did 2.4 million.
Amazing.
So the only difference was my caption was longer, his was not long.
Ah,
His caption was
ah,
just a question: which one are you? My own was, you see different type of people, yada yada yada. But that was just the difference, and it gave him like 5,000 followers, 2.4 million views, and all of that stuff. So for a place like TikTok, they like consistency, and again, the algorithm is very random. But as random as it is, there are still strategies to it as well. So
hmm. Interesting. Thank you very much, Ben, for going so deep, right? These are premium thing that you are giving to our audience. Thank you very much. So, Ben, we've looked at much on social media, right? And I observed that email marketing is coming back. I think it's back. Like it's very effective because a lot of people that are not really kind of gone are days where people are not familiar with their email and all that, right?
yeah,
People are doing things now that it's required them to have an email, and people are getting accustomed to using their email, right? Let's look at the aspect of email marketing, the fact that as part of the way people, some say, can actually leverage on part of the marketing effort is email marketing. Beside the mentioning my name, which is very common in email marketing, right? Mentioning my first name. What are
yeah.
other things, what are strategies for small business owners to create that sense of personalization in email marketing?
Okay. So email marketing is a topic, like it's a segment I really like because I
Yeah.
feel it's underutilized and a lot of people sleep on it. Personally, I open my mails like almost every hour, but that's just me. A lot of people don't. But with email marketing, you can set up sequences, and that is the cream of the crust for me because I'm someone that likes retargeting and upselling. So in social media ads, for example, you can collect data of people that interacted with your post but took no action, and you can say that ad should target them again. Upselling is where, oh, someone has purchased the product from you, but you have like 6 other products. You try to sell one of those products to them again. Now with email marketing, you can set up sequences. So let's say you want to promote, you want to promote. I did an email campaign for a recruiting firm recently, and I did 2 campaigns with 6 sequences. Now, what a sequence is uh, how will I explain it now? How will I explain it? So there are 6 emails in that campaign. If when you send out the first email, you get like an open rate of like 20% open rate. It's quite low. You're fidgeting. What can I do? What can I do? That's where the second email comes into play. And second email
Mm.
does not come into play 2 weeks later. It comes into play like on the second or third, no, on the third day or later that week. Then when you sent out like 3 out of 6 emails in that sequence, again, you can use Dripify for sequences, you can use MailChimp and whatnot. So when you get to the third email, you can now segment that, okay, people that has not even opened like any 3 of these emails,
Mm.
you will, you will tell them that, oh, maybe this is a bad time, maybe this is maybe you are really busy, let me leave you with, then you leave them with a value. So you can leave them with, depending on your service or business, you can leave them with a special discount. You can leave them with an offer. But for people like us in marketing, you can leave them with an ebook, like a very, very free ebook lead magnet. You will see that that email gets a lot of opens because you are now like, the fact that you didn't open the last theory, it means maybe you are busy or whatnot. But again, you can now personalize those people that opened the first theory. You can also retarget your campaign and say a different story to them. But the mistake a lot of people make in email marketing is they plan their campaigns with 1 or 2 emails. No, like I said, put yourself in the shoe of the audience. I get emails from Neil Patel, Tim Sidon, and in fact, I don't even open their mails until like the third one, and those are big people. So don't just say, oh, you want to run a campaign, you want to do a Valentine promo, 50% off and whatnot, and you just send out 2 emails and you're like, dear marketer, we got a 15% open rate. We sent out 1,000 emails and only 150 opened, and nobody even bought anything. No, no, don't scratch. Don't sc- Again, marketing can be a bit intrusive. Let me just put it like that. But that's the game. That's the game.
Mm.
You are not intrusive. You are keeping your campaigns because you don't want to be intrusive. The next brand is intrusive as hell. They don't care. They are sending you back to back. And now if sends like 2 emails per day, they're sending you back to back to back to back. If you like, don't open it. If you like, it should sleep in your spam folder, but you get our email. A lot of people think personalization is just, but once you put dear first name, this is for you. And nah,
Mm.
it goes way beyond the first name. Then you enter the subject of you enter the email itself, and you're like, hey Habib, we noticed. Nah, they just skim through, close, skim, close. The real magic happens on the second, third, fourth email, because that's where you're already starting to pressure them at some point. You're like, what's this guy even saying? Let me even check. What's even all
It
this?
happens. Yeah. It
Some will
happens
tell
very
you,
well.
I another personalization is some at the end you'll be like, oh, unsubscribe if you know the unsubscribe button at the end of the emails. Some will tell you,
Yeah.
did you really want to unsubscribe? And you're like, do I really want to? Some would say, you get tons of emails daily. Why do you want to unsubscribe from us? And even you're like, hmm, this person is
You
right.
are thinking about it. Yeah.
I saw that email ending. Was it the social media or God, one of our top mentors in the game as well? Like,
Mm.
okay, I'm not unsubscribing. Let's just keep it as it is. Another way of personalization is with, some people say some people use copywriting as their single skill. They use it to make money and all of that. But I feel for whoever you are, if you're an agency owner, if you're a small business, you should know a little bit of a tiny bit of copywriting. Let me say copywriting and storytelling. Even if it's fictional stories, let me tell you, half of the stories you are reading on LinkedIn, they are cooked. People are just
Mm.
really, really wise. They just cook up really, really interesting things for you to listen to.
Stories.
It's not that deep. You need to cook stories. You need to cook stories. Someone just wants to say they gave me a raise at work. The person will start from how The person will start from how when he was 12 years old, he believed in his mentor, he watched Karate Kid and all of that. So copywriting and storytelling into email marketing a bit. Again, your subject lines need to catch attention, needs to draw the person in. Don't just type no grief for anybody and expect magic in one email. Make it two, three, four. So yeah.
So Ben, I believe that we are running out of time already, almost an hour, 50 minutes. All right. So I
Yeah.
want you to speak to area of personally, right? I know you run a lot of campaigns as regard email marketing and content. Could you advise our audience, how do you use AI for your content? Because previously you said personalization is all about content, right? Which is very true. Text, videos, uh, graphics, and all of that, all those in our content, right? So, but if even if you use um, graphics, you still need to put some content on it. So, do you
Yeah.
use AI? If you use AI, how do you use AI? What are advice? What are recommendations in using AI to ensure that your
Okay.
messaging are very personalized to the audience you are targeting?
Okay. So I don't think there's anyone, except I want to lie. I don't think there's anyone that does not even play with ChatGPT. You need to like ChatGPT is to me, I don't think it's an AI, it's more like a personal assistant. You'd be like, come up with ideas for this, come up with ideas for this. But some people overdo it. Yeah. If you notice, the first line ChatGPT gives you is in a world of, in a ever-changing landscape of, in a dynamic of, once you I don't know how to explain it, but once you see
Right.
caption, you can tell, maybe because that's my job, but I
Hmm.
can tell this is written with ChatGPT. No, don't just take off what it gives you and throw it out to the world. In fact, some algorithm hates ChatGPT. Like Instagram. Instagram can tell that this caption, I've read it in like 100 places before, and
Hmm.
truncate your reach and all of that stuff. So one very good way I use ChatGPT is I write down my ideas. You see me with a pen. I always write. I write down my. I'm kind of the old school. Not people use notepad. You use your pencil. You write on notepad. I write. I jot things down. So the way I work is I come up with my campaign brief, my ideas by myself. Then when it's getting weirdly plagiarized again, everyone is a thief. You see something here, you're like, oh, we can implement this, but don't just copy it word for word. So now you take that brief, or you take that idea you've written. This is how you now ask AI to help you rewrite, or help you turn this idea, which is the brief, help me turn this idea into four different campaigns, make one for email, make one for social media posts, and make one for our YouTube ads.
Hmm.
So majorly, that's why people feel like AI will replace create. I don't know if another AI will come out though, but this ChatGPT bro is not replacing anybody. To be to be very honest. So once you get that idea in your head, again, try to write it down. No matter how tacky and out of place it is, try to put it down. Then ask AI to help you rewrite. That's the best. To be very honest, that's the best thing. It can rewrite in a witty tone. You want it to be funny, you want it to be formal, but try to make your own idea in it. Now, you want a caption for a post, for example. Again, business owners use AI. I swear, business is not easy to run a business. I know business owners are always stressed half the time. I'm not going to tell you to go and read 100-page book. No, nobody has that time. So when you want to use AI, for example, to come up with captions, let it give you four captions. Don't just go with the first caption it gives you. Give me a caption for a picture showcasing some flowers for Valentine. It gives you one caption. You ask it rewrite another. It gives rewrite another. When it rewrites four captions for you, then you use your own common sense. Read the
Hmm.
four captions, then you rewrite your own. Don't just go with in an ever evolving landscape. Valentine happens now. I'm telling you, once you see in a dynamic world, in the ever evolving landscape, you just know this. I use ChatGPT Pro, the paid one. I know it's it's tiring to be very.
Mm.
You see topics you
Why?
our topic, for example, looks like a ChatGPT topic, but it's not. ChatGPT gives you topic like it writes one, then gives you a column, then something. Again, I sleep with this ChatGPT guy. I know one way it can work for you and for you to stand out from the crowd, personalize it yourself. Don't go with the
Mm.
first option. It gives you 3 to 4 options. Craft your own, or you take 10% from here, you take 15% from here, you take 60% from here, and 5% of your own. It works that way too. Don't just go with what it gives you. Try to put some form of originality in it. So
Hmm,
basically,
amazing, 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 Ben. I love. I really you're making a very profound point, right? The fact that you have to start with yourself first, and that is kind of empathy, right? That is kind of being empathetic in your marketing efforts, which is very, very, very important. All right. So, Ben, while we are wrapping up, so and in a very few minutes, if you have any question, please for Ben, please on the personalization marketing, please drop it in the comments so that Ben could answer them right away. So, to while we are wrapping up, so Ben, I want you to speak to what are the common challenges that actually happens, and how could small business that can actually tackle that. Common challenges that I've seen happen is issue of privacy, invasion of privacy, right? when when a business is dealing with a lot of customer data to actually you know create a kind of personalized messaging, right? They tends to have a challenge in terms of data privacy and invasion of privacy as well. So could you shed more light into that? Okay.
like I like I mentioned before, sometimes marketing can get intrusive, but it is the game. It's
Hmm.
gets so intrusive sometimes it gets annoying. You'll be watching something on you shows you one ad. In the middle of that video, it gets so annoying that they show you like 2 ads, like right
Hmm.
after each other. That's what I mean. It's kind of intrusive. But again, you need to know when you're overdoing it, and you need to know not to play with some people's personal data. For
Hmm.
example, let's say I'm working in a hospital, for instance. Now, you would get a lot of DMs that you get a lot of DMs that it's very, 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 very personal. People would show you things that as the social media manager, you need to be very, very careful. Now imagine someone telling you a private story of I can say one, but I don't think it's suitable for this call. And you now take a screenshot and you post it on your Instagram story and you're like yada yada yada. You're trying to use it as a case study. Again, people make this mistake with case studies. You're crafting your portfolio, you're crafting real life examples, you're showing
Hmm.
someone's name. You're showing someone's phone number, you're showing their account number, you're showing their face. You need to ask for permission ahead of time. You want to share a peculiar story. You need to ask for permission. Don't play with permission because even if Africa we play with the legal side of it too much, in Europe and the West, they don't. They don't. People take this privacy to the extreme. TikTok had a privacy issue that even had to go to court, and the owner of TikTok was in court saying there's no privacy breach and all of that stuff. Facebook
Hmm.
had a privacy breach, I think 3 years or 4 years ago, with Cambridge Analytica, and they paid billions. So you don't play with privacy. Don't say, oh, me and this follower, we are cool like that. She doesn't mind. Let me just share this. No, don't do that. So again, to beat that challenge, even if marketing can be intrusive, try to take permission, ask for permission before you share stuff. Even when you're doing your code DM or your code pitching, again, the code pitching already, the person already knows it's a marketing tactic. So you're like, hi, Abib, I saw you interacted with our page. we have really nice wristwatches and would like to know if you're interested in getting anyone. It's enough. See, it's enough. One pitch is enough for that type of example. It's enough. Don't now say, okay, Habib has seen the message. You see, Habib saw the message 5 hours ago. Then you enter Habib's DM again and you drop on that message. It's already turned into nuisance.
Hmm.
So respect yourself.
Amazing.
And yeah.
Amazing, Ben, right there. You are actually spot on, Ben. I mean, I could not agree less with what you are saying. As regard privacy and following up as a right, as a way of kind of personalizing your message by, I mean, that is very profound. So, so as we are wrapping up the show, please, if you have any question, drop the question for Ben before Ben leave the show, so I can answer your question right away. So, Ben, my last question is that, you know, I'd say as one of the best in business, right? And which what you've said, I could see all our audience could see that. I mean, you're a go-to person, and I believe that marketing work with trends, right? Marketing work with trends. You use your past data to with the present engagement to determine what's going to happen in the future, right? So with what you have seen currently, what you've seen in the past, what are the likely trends that you foresee in personalization marketing?
Uh okay. So people would a trend I see, especially in 2024, is people will try to get on their funny bone. A lot of people have been, like I mentioned before, a lot of brands have been rigid over the years. They tell you no memes, no cutout green screens memes, just keep it professional and business wise. And they've been
Hmm.
getting low engagement on their posts, low engagement on editing, and the funny content is doing well. So I see that the funny trend will keep up in 2024. People would tilt to the witty and funny side of marketing. Another personalization, another personalization tactic would be similar to what Coke did with the name stuff, and people will try to craft campaigns. Again, you would see it as Valentine is coming. You'd start to see you start to see really, really crafty campaigns for people, personalized and all of that. You might, funny as it may seem, you might see campaigns for people with side chicks, you might see campaigns for people with sugar daddies, you might see campaigns for people in a loving relationship and people in an unhappy relationship. Like that's how personal things can get. And you see ones
Hmm.
for people trying to fix their relationship. So again, personalization has no bounds. It has no bounds. You can really, how will I put it? How will I put it? You can experiment. Once you have that liberty,
Hmm.
especially for social media, once you have that liberty to, you will notice this thing with football clubs. I know football is still kind of entertainment, but football clubs have a kind of liberty to experiment with memes and funny things. So personalization, people would get on their funny bone and hope for things to take off from there. Another thing is, this is not really personalization per se. You need to, if you are one that does not put your face to your brand, you are not Louis Vuitton, you are not, you are not, you are not those big brands. Even those big brands, a lot of people know the owner. If you notice Ryan Reynolds, for example, Ryan Reynolds is the guy that did Deadpool, and he's a very, very funny guy. He owns a football club. I think that's Warsaw United and Mint Mobile. So Mint Mobile is a fintech app, and half of their marketing is the face of it. Is the face
Hmm.
of it. So it's kind
Hmm.
of influencer marketing mixed with personalization. It's kind of intertwined. So people would want to, again, if you're someone that does not have a face behind your brand, you kind of need to put a face to your brand. That way, people can resonate on a more personal level with you. Again, if the DMI should just
Hmm.
DM me, I was talking to, it's different from Abib talking to me directly. So people would come to realize that yes, to establish authority, to establish some form of personal connection as well, you will need to put a face to your brand. So that's it.
Amazing, amazing, Ben, amazing. So what I heard Ben saying is that there will be more and more of, physical, personal touch, right, as regards personalization in marketing, right, and you should also look into memes, right, funny stuff, right, into your graphics, make your graphics very exciting and for your video very exciting. I mean, this is actually this is actually a very good one, very good show that we've had today. So I will assume that, I mean, Ben has done justice to the to the title today. So Ben, thank you very much. And to wrap it up, could you tell us where are you still there, Ben?
Yes,
Are
you
you
can't
there?
see me. I am.
Okay, okay, okay. Can you tell us where people can follow your work, where people can learn about what you do, and
Oh,
moving forward?
okay.
Yeah.
So again, I'm more active on LinkedIn here. You can follow me. My name should be somewhere, but if it's not, it's Ben. You would see it somewhere. And you can follow me on Instagram. Glass of Beans is a funny. It has a funny backstory. Just like you have glass of wine, my handle is glass of beans. So that's my handle everywhere. Then on TikTok, I'm Ben August. So that's how you can reach me and learn from what I do.
Okay, so you can reach out to. I think Ben is more. We connected on LinkedIn, and I think he's been very active. So you can follow Ben. I'm trying to pull up your handles on the screen, but I'm trying to pull up here so that people can see the correct Ben. Can see the give me a sec. So you can follow Ben on what you add right now on the screen, right? Yeah, you can follow Ben on LinkedIn. Ben. So as you've seen it there, just put it on LinkedIn and it's going to bring out Ben. So follow Ben. If you have any any business for Ben, please do reach out to him as regards marketing and all of that. I mean, with little you are share here, you should know Ben is on fire. So thank you very much, Ben. We do appreciate your time, and yeah, have a good day. I will talk later. All right. Bye bye. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye, all. Yeah. Bye for now. Thank you.